and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. It's nice to have you all here. Welcome back to all of my lovely returning friends. I don't know if you can hear them, but the birds are saying welcome as well. It is a gorgeous Saturday morning. It is absolutely beautiful. Like, just, you'll see in a little bit because we're gonna go out. We're gonna go hiking, which I'm very excited about, and Mom is going to join us. So the weather has drastically cooled down. It was only, I think it only got up to like 58, 59 at the most yesterday. And this was after getting up to almost 80, like just the week before. So I don't know what's happening. March this year has been a lot more of a roller coaster with like really warm temperatures, like up into the 80s, and then dropping back down to the low 60s. Our average has kind of been right around like 71. So I'm enjoying it. It's only going to be about 64 today. So it's currently 53. Okay, it is 53 now. So still low 50s. Mom is going to be here in the next 10 minutes probably. So it's a little bit after 9. It's going to warm up, but not that much. It's going to be gorgeous out there because it's just going to be 50s, pretty much 50s for the entire hike, and sunny. So I have a long sleeve t-shirt on and a short sleeve and then a lightweight hoodie on. The hoodie will probably come off. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this hike. This is the trail I did on my birthday, which was a cloudy day that day. So I've not done that trail on a sunny day. So I think that will be exciting. But it's also a trail that I'm not really doing by myself anymore now that it has started warming up a bit. I think we'll be fine today because it's going to be pretty cool while we're out there, and I'll be with someone, and it's Saturday, so I'm imagining that trail is actually going to be fairly busy. So we'll see. We haven't gone out to this park on a weekend morning, so I'm expecting it's going to be a lot busier than any other time I've gone out there and busier than when Mom and I went out there before. So yeah, it should be a lovely hike. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we'll come home. I will get cleaned up and shift into the rest of Saturday, which is going to include a lot of editing. I will give you the editing update. I have made a lot of progress on editing in the last few days. I guess I just vlogged on Wednesday. I did vlog on Wednesday. I feel like I'm making a ton of progress, but since I've only edited one day between the last day that you saw and today, it was still a lot of progress yesterday, so I'll give you all that update later. But yeah, I want to do some editing today. I want to try to have another big editing day today so that I can take tomorrow off, even though that means I'll edit on Monday and then take Tuesday off, but that's fine. I want to try to make a big push today, and I think I can do that. So yeah, we'll do some editing, probably do some reading, lots of relaxing, and just enjoying a gorgeous Saturday where I can have all the windows open and enjoy the beautiful weather. So I'm really looking forward to all of that today. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish getting ready. Mom should be here imminently, and then we'll go hiking. So welcome to the vlog. Sit back, get comfy, get cozy, all of those good things, and come along on our hike with us. we're done. About 2.5 miles later, and
lovely walk.
an hour and 40 minutes later.
Back that way.
Yeah. It's right back
Yeah,
out the
we
way.
were pretty slow. I heard that lady behind us. We did our 2 miles in 53 minutes. I'm like, oh, good for you.
Yeah. But no, we were going for a nice leisurely hike.
Lots of pictures.
Lots of pictures, lots of vlogging for you all so you could join us. The park is definitely busy today.
Very busy.
But it wasn't too bad out on, for as many cars as there are. We were getting past. We did stop and let people go by us several times, but then there'd be stretches where we wouldn't see anyone for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we tended to run into groups of people. So like there'd be several small groups that would pass us at once, and then we'd see no one for a while, and then there'd be another like cluster of groups of people, and then no one for a while. So it wasn't too bad once we actually got out there. The views were spectacular.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this trail?
Yeah.
It was really nice.
It was a nice trail. We'll have to do it again next year because I think that'll be getting too hot.
I think, yeah, we've got some gorgeous weather right now, but it is starting to get warmer. There's going to be more rattlesnakes. We saw a deer, which that was really cool.
And we heard
I don't know if I got them on time and if they were still loud enough, but we heard a huge pack of coyotes
I'm just hoping
just
they
going
didn't catch
off.
one of the deer.
I know, but it was really, really cool. I don't normally hear them like that in the middle of the morning like this. That's normally like an evening thing, the one I've heard it in the past. So it was really interesting. Oh, we saw a lot more things blooming. There was some kind of white flower that's now blooming from a bush. So that was really cool. Yes, this is where you're gonna turn. So that was really interesting. The ocotillos are starting to get really green, and their red tips at the tip of the spear are starting to get very bright red, and they're about to burst open with their flowers. So definitely more wildflowers and cactus blooms starting to go, which is really cool. And yeah, still very, very green as well. And even it was very sunny and not that cloudy. The clouds are all elsewhere around the horizon, but not really over the park.
Well, we did get one.
We got one little cloud that blocked out the sun for about a minute, and it was really nice. But even with the sun, it's still only 58 degrees right now. So, and there was a bit of a breeze in a lot of places. So it felt really, really nice out there. I took my hoodie off, but then I didn't have any problems with feeling overheated. So that was really good. So yeah, so now Mom's driving me home. She's gonna drop me off, and then Mom will go home, and you will see her again in a future vlog. What are your plans for the rest of the day, Mama?
Oh, I haven't thought about it.
Brush the dog's teeth?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually gonna give him a bath, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make pot pie for dinner tonight.
Ooh.
I was gonna do it for Pie Day, but
Oh.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
What did I do for Pie Day? I think we had leftovers instead.
Oh. Well, that sounds yummy still.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mom's gonna go home and just relax by the sound of it. And I'm gonna go home, get cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm making pot pies because I made chicken hash.
Oh, okay.
And then I thought with the leftovers, I would reinvent them into a pot pie and make my pizza crust.
Oh, okay.
Top of the pot pie.
See, Mom's just a much better cook than I will ever be.
Reinventing my leftovers.
Watch out for these pedestrians.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go home and get cleaned up, get some brunch. It's nearly noon, so it'll be brunch at this point, but I need to eat. I have not had anything to eat yet today. And then yeah, we'll settle in to relax and then do some book editing. And that will be...
I need to do book editing
Mom
too.
needs to do book editing as well. But yeah, first shower and then lunch, brunch, whatever, and coffee. Say goodbye to Mom.
Goodbye,
Mom, say goodbye to the vlog. Say goodbye to Mom. All of that good stuff.
Have a wonderful day wherever you are.
And Mom will see you again very soon in a future vlog. Okay, it is now later in the afternoon. I love coffee. Like, people ask, why do you bother drinking decaf? Like, why drink coffee at all? It's because I just like coffee, especially a nice foamy homemade latte. It is nearly 20 after 2. I am sitting down to edit because I can just tell if I don't edit now, I'm not going to. Honestly, that hike was so good. It was so good, but it was also so exhausting that I really just want to crash on the couch and do absolutely nothing for the rest of the day. Yeah, but I really want another day like yesterday was. I don't know if I'm going to have that as far as editing is concerned, but I'm going to try. So what is the update? So in the last vlog, I had done 11,243 words, and that had put me up to 44,919 words. And I needed to be to 45,000 by the end of Friday. And so even if I skipped editing on Thursday and only edited 79 words or whatever the math is, like I only needed like rough 81 words, I think, is all I needed to edit on Friday, and I still would have been at 45,000 by end of day on Friday. I did do more than 81 words on Friday. So yesterday I managed to do 15,049 words. So I have currently edited 59,968 words. So I am only 32 words away from where I need to be by end of day on Monday. So I could almost take the next 3 days off editing if I was just trying to stick to this schedule. But I'm trying to get ahead of this schedule, so I'm not going to take the next 3 days off. Ideally, I would love to get another 15,000 words done today. That was 3 and a bit chapters. I did 3 full chapters, and then I got to the 4th chapter and was like, I'm doing well with sections that just kind of need to be read and then just have minor tweaks that need to be made. So in that 4th chapter, I just read up until the point where I needed to be writing and editing a bit more intensively and make some like bigger changes, and then I stopped. So I think I got probably about halfway through that chapter, because I did 2,297 words in that chapter. So I've got my little scratch piece of paper. So these were all the chapter word counts that I did yesterday. It went pretty well yesterday. And I might do this again today. I realized that even though I've still got the old monitor and it's on just the regular monitor stand, it's not on a fancy movable arm at the moment, I was able to move the monitor around so that I could see it while sitting in the armchair next to the desk. And that's a bit of a game changer. If I can sit either here at the desk or in that armchair and be just a little bit more comfortable, but still be able to use my external monitor, I'm already starting to feel like I don't know how else. I think this is how my office is going to be. If I rearrange my office again, it's going to be to move around like where the printer is, or like this bookshelf over here. Like I can swap some of that stuff around, but I think I'm just going to keep the armchair in that corner and the desk in this corner, because it's just working so well. It's working really well. Yesterday was the most incredible rainy, stormy day. It was so cold for Arizona, for Southern Arizona standards. I told you all at the beginning of this vlog that it only got up to like 58, 59 yesterday. It's currently 65 out there right now. This is probably about the warmest it's going to get today, though I don't know. It's 2 o'clock, so it could still get up to 66 or even 67, but it's a beautiful day, mid 60s today. But yesterday was only upper 50s. Mom and I went to Whole Foods. It was starting to rain on us at Whole Foods in the morning as we were coming home, and then she dropped me back off here. I had a Zoom meeting with a student, and then I FaceTimed with Tamsin yesterday, so that was great. We got to catch up, and while I was FaceTiming with Tamsin, it just started pouring, and then there was thunder and lightning, and I was sitting in the armchair with my laptop for FaceTime. I had to close the window, A, because it was raining so much, but B, because the temperature, like the wind coming in through the window, even after the rain stopped, I kept these two windows shut while I was working at the desk because it was just getting a little bit too cold, even for me who loves the cold. Yeah, I just stayed in that chair, and either here at the desk or in the chair, and got through so many chapters of editing yesterday. It was just amazing. It was a magic day. Part of me wishes I'd vlogged it, but part of me is also glad that I kept it like just for me. Just can't believe I'm getting so many of these sorts of days in March. Like, it honestly feels a bit more like January than March right now. But yeah, it was just such a good day, and I got so much done. So I think I was fueled by the clouds and the rain and the thunder and all of that, and managed to get a lot of editing done. Today, the chapters that I have to work on today have a few more notes than the ones I did yesterday. All the chapters I would be working on today, the next several chapters, all have some notes in them, but I think most of them are pretty minor. And I know that like one of them is, I just need to look at pictures of the street that I'm referencing in London and just make sure that I'm describing it correctly. So like that'll be easy. So I've got my giant mug of coffee. I've got my project candle. So I'm gonna light this. I've got some old hanging on for dear life tulips. I couldn't bear to just get rid of them, but they're definitely near the end of their life cycle. I've got daffodils behind me that I'm fingers crossed hoping will still open up. I just bought them yesterday, so I'm watching them anxiously, hoping that they will open and be really beautiful. But for now, I've got the tulips on the desk. And yeah, I'm going to get the external monitor turned on, get everything plugged in, connected, all of that good stuff, and dive into some editing. So I'm probably going to try to get, I want to get at least 3 chapters done today. So I will check with you when I'm starting the second chapter, or partway through the second chapter. I'll try to give you like a mid-editing update. I was thinking of making some brownies today as well, so might do that. Might take a break from editing and do that. We'll see how I do. You know, when I was sitting on the couch, I was like, oh, I just want to stay on the couch. I don't want to do any editing. I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. Now that I'm sitting here, like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. Like, there's something about, I will stop talking about it eventually, but there's something about this new office and desk setup that just, once I get myself here, I'm happy. That's a really nice feeling. Cosby is done. I have done 1.5 chapters essentially, because the first chapter I was working on was already half edited, so I did 2,500 words in that one, and I have just done about 4,600 words in chapter 14. I also forgot to mention, but I have made a little sticky note tracker that I can just cross off what chapters I'm up to. So I am officially all the way done with chapter 1 through 14. So I'm going to do 15 next. If I can get that opened up. That one looks like it's about 4,600 words as well, and just has one really easy note, so I think I can get through that one. And then chapter 16. I might be able to get through chapter 16 as well, which would be really nice. If I can get through 15 and 16 today, I'm thinking now I wouldn't take tomorrow completely off, but I would probably do like just one chapter tomorrow. So I can get through chapter 17 tomorrow, so that would leave 8 chapters. I might be able to get it done by the end of next week, because then if I did 2 or 3 chapters on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'd definitely be done by next weekend, which would be the weekend before Easter. That's very tempting, very tempting. I won't lie. So yeah, there's that. Because some of these other chapters coming up are pretty short, or have very little notes. Yeah, chapter 17 just has a minor note, 18 has none, 19 has none, 20 has a couple super easy, like minimal notes. Same thing with 21, 22. Like, I feel like, I remember when I was reading it, it just felt like the last bit of the book was really strong, and I was really happy with it. I didn't have that many things I wanted to change. It was more stuff that needed to be just really kind of clarified and tweaked in the beginning of the book, but the ending of the book was really strong, and I can feel like as I'm getting there, like I, as the editor, want to just keep reading because I'm really engaged. So yeah, I think I might, this is gonna be so tempting. I might be able to get it done. I don't know how much editing I'm gonna be able to do on Wednesday, but I might still be able to get it done by Friday or Saturday of next week, which would be around the 22nd or 23rd. And that would just be so nice, because once I'm done with these notes, with what's in the comments, I do then have a list of notes in Scrivener. And a lot of them are really easy, and some I've already dealt with already. The rest I just kind of, it's things that I want to kind of tweak and just add little bits throughout the whole book, so it's been hard to address those notes as I'm going chapter by chapter. So I'm gonna wait and do those later. So on my little sticky note tracker, I've got chapters 1 through 24 and the epilogue, and then I've got a little checkbox for final notes. And so that'll be after I've gone through all the chapters, going through and addressing the things in my editing notes. I need to stand up for a little bit. This chair is generally comfortable, but it is not comfortable to sit in for super long stretches of time. So I'm gonna get up a little bit. I think I'm gonna go make those brownies and just get that done and like in the oven. And then I think I'm going to move everything around so that I can sit in the armchair, and then see if I can get through at least one more chapter, if not 2 more chapters, before like 5 or 5:30. I don't think I want to do anything other than edit today. I thought I would do some reading. I still need to read the first draft / 0 draft of Project Darkness, my fantasy series, because I'm not working on that, and I want to be working on that. So I've been wanting to reread that draft just to start getting ideas, like after all the development work I did during NaNoWriMo in November, the next step after that was to go back and reread that draft and start making notes and getting ideas for how I can start editing that book. So we'll see. If I can get through 2 more chapters by like 5 or 5:30, then I could read for like 30 minutes to an hour before dinner. So that's the hope and the wish and the dream and the plan. And I've got a flashing battery light, so I'm going to swap out the battery, make some brownies, and then get back to editing. Okay, it is after 6 o'clock. I need to go get dinner sorted. The brownies are done. I think they turned out really well. It's just a box mix, but it's one of my favorite box mixes to use. So those are done and cooling, and now I need to figure something out for dinner. I've had a very productive afternoon editing. So across the pond update, I am now through chapter 16. I have had the best day of editing, the highest word count of editing since I started. I did 16,611 words, which makes me very happy. And I am now up to 76,579 words total edited. It is fantastic. I'm just very, very, very excited. So I'm not quite a full 3/4 of the way because it's over 100,000 words, but I'm almost 3/4 of the way. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I do think it's possible that I will definitely have draft 2 done by the end of March, if not sooner. So that's a really good feeling. I feel like I'm starting to get back on track to where I had been hoping I would be. I'd really wanted to start copy editing by like the first week of April, and I'm not going to be ready to do that. But I do think I will start copy editing at some point in April. I just don't think, even when I have my beta readers read the second draft once I'm finished, I just really don't think there's going to be that much significant feedback on the second draft. So I do think there will be a third draft, but I think the third draft is going to be very quick with minimal changes. And I don't think I will have to go back through and like reread and edit every single chapter for the third draft. I think the third draft is going to be skimming through the chapters, but really just like focusing on specific points in the book. So I will do another Kindle read through at the same time that my beta readers are reading it. So I'll kind of sit down and read through it as if I was reading it just as a reader, and kind of going through it as quickly as I can to pay attention to pacing and character development, plot development, and all of that stuff. But so far, a lot of that is feeling really strong. So that's pretty good. So yeah, it was a lovely editing session. I've had the window open. I've closed it just for a moment so that everyone walking by doesn't hear me vlogging, but it's been so nice having it open. I've had to get a blanket because it is feeling a little bit chilly. It's coming down at 62 degrees outside. So yeah, it's gonna be a lovely evening. After book editing, I grabbed my iPad and I have been reading through the first draft, zero draft of Project Darkness, which is my fantasy project. We haven't talked about that project hardly at all since NaNoWriMo, so it's been quite a few months. I'll try to give you a bigger update later once I've finished reading through this and start actually making a plan for moving forward on editing it, but I'm getting excited to work on it. I've already got lots of ideas of what needs to change based on what I've developed, what I was doing development-wise during NaNoWriMo. I think I mentioned several vlogs ago that I'm putting Independent Hearts 4 on a temporary hold just until Across the Pond 4 is done, and I'm just thinking I really want Project Darkness to be published at some point, hopefully traditionally published. That would be the dream. And so I do want to try querying it, ideally by sometime next year, but it is never going to be ready to query by sometime next year if I don't work on it, and it needs a lot of work before it can be queried. I haven't even finished reading through it again. The last time I read through the draft I currently have was sometime, I think, in 2020. Maybe I read it again in 2021, but it's been at least 2, if not 3 or more years since I've read through the draft, and the draft is from 2010 or 2011. I think I started it in 2010, finished it in 2011. So it's been a hot minute since I've worked on this project, like seriously, since I wrote it and have been in that headspace. On the one hand, it's like 2010 Andrea was actually still like, was already a fairly decent writer. Like, it's not terrible. I feel like when you go back and read things that you wrote over a decade ago, you're really going to notice how much progress you've made as a writer. It's not terrible. It's really not that bad. There's lots of things that 2024 Andrea knows that that's not how you write a sentence, or that's not how you introduce a character, or that, you know, that's this, you've got tense issues and POV issues, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be sorted out. But overall, this has been my gut feeling about this book, that it's a good story. It needs to be reworked. It needs to be just developed better. When I wrote the first draft of the first book, I didn't know what the next books in the series would be. I didn't have the big picture. And that's what I spent NaNoWriMo working on last year, was figuring out that big picture and outlining the whole series. And that still has some holes in it and things I need to work on. But overall, I know generally what that big picture is. And so reading through this draft with that bigger picture in mind is already, like, I'm only a couple chapters in, it's already very interested. Chapter breaks is definitely something that 2010 Andrea really didn't have a clue about. Some of these chapter 1 is 22 pages long. I mean, that's double spaced, so it's probably not that much longer than it should be, but like, I'm on chapter 3 and I was scrolling through the thumbnails and like, I can't see where chapter 3 ends. I was gonna like finish chapter 3 and then realized I actually don't know when chapter 3 ends, and this could be one of the like 10,000 word chapters, because there are a few 10,000 word chapters in the first draft. So chapter breaks is definitely something I need to work on. But yeah, I'm excited to read it. I'm going to do some more reading while dinner cooks, and I'm going to do some more reading tonight after I'm done watching YouTube or TV, whatever I end up watching. So I will probably try to get through chapter 3, see where chapter 3 finally ends tonight before I go to sleep. And then I think tomorrow, I don't want to burn out my brain, so I think tomorrow I'm just going to do one chapter of editing in Across the Pond 4 and just do like stick to my 5,000 word goal. I'm supposed to only be doing 5,000 words a day, and I've only done that once. On the one hand, that's great and I'm excited, and it's put me massively ahead of schedule, of my revised schedule, and that's amazing. On the other hand, I know me, and if I keep going at this rate, I'm gonna burn out and then not finish editing when I want to finish editing. So I think tomorrow I might just edit one chapter, and I don't know if that'll even be a full 5,000 words, but I'll do one chapter. I'm going to try to do chapter 17 tomorrow. I'll look ahead to 18 as well. I might let myself do 18 as well, but I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll let myself edit for 1 hour tomorrow, and I would definitely get through chapter 17 in 1 hour. I might also be able to get through chapter 18, or even if it's only half of chapter 18. So I'll probably end up doing a little bit more than 5,000 words tomorrow, but I won't do like 10 or 15,000 words tomorrow. I want to have an easier day editing wise, and I think I'll spend more of tomorrow reading through the Project Darkness draft and just trying to get that read through done as quickly as possible. I don't want Project Darkness to take over and cause any delays in Across the Pond 4, but I want Project Darkness to be that like little buffer, or like just palate cleanser, like just something to like just ease my brain when I am getting burned out of editing. It just gives me something different to work on, a different creative outlet, and to feel like I'm still making some progress in a second project even though it's not the main project. So I think weekends are going to be really good for that. And once I get the, basically while I'm still editing, there's lots of notes and stuff. While I'm still editing Across the Pond, there's lots of notes and things I can be doing for Project Darkness. I think one of my steps is going to be either just using the corkboard feature in Scrivener or using actual sticky notes on a poster board. I need to kind of map out the whole story, and every scene gets its own like card. So there's lots of notes and organizing and things like that I can do for that project before I even start editing it. So I don't want to start editing it until I'm done editing Across the Pond 4, at least up to the copy edit stage. Once I'm copy editing, I can start doing some early stage developmental editing for Project Darkness. But while I'm developmental editing Across the Pond, I do not want to be developmental editing Project Darkness. That would be a very bad idea. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad I'm finally reading through this draft, because that really was the next step, and I meant to do it over spring break. Finally doing it now, but I do think it'll be a nice balance, and it's a completely different project because it's fantasy versus contemporary romance. So I just think it'll be a nice counterbalance to both Across the Pond, but then also Independent Hearts. So Independent Hearts will be the next primary project. So Project Darkness will always be the like secondary project throughout this whole year, because Across the Pond needs to be published this summer, and then I really want Independent Hearts 4 to be published, if not this autumn, then early next year. And so that will become the next priority. So that's not changing. And I'm still wanting to kind of stick to my rough publishing schedule for the 2 romance books. And then when Independent Hearts is done, I'll be moving on to Across the Pond 5 will be the next one to be published after that. So I think the romance projects are just going to be alternating between one series to the next, whichever is the next one to be published, with then Project Darkness kind of going alongside the romance stuff. So, and then this summer, hopefully I can research more about the querying process and all of that, so that when I am ready to query, I know what I'm doing. But anyway, this bit has gotten really long and rambly, and honestly, I was going to continue the vlog and talk to you later, but I think this is good. I think we've talked enough. So I'm just going to wrap the vlog up here. I'll show you what I get up to for the rest of the evening, but this will be the last that I speak to you in today's vlog. So come back to the next vlog. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would really appreciate that. Leave me some tulip emojis because I'm just staring at my tulips. So leave me some tulip emojis in the comments to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. And then give me a weather update, because we all know I'm obsessed with weather. What's the weather doing where you're at? Is it finally feeling like spring? Or is it still winter? I would really like to know. Or is it starting to feel a little bit warm? Or is it cooler than usual? This is definitely cooler than I would expect for mid-March, but I am enjoying it immensely. So yeah, let me know what the weather's like in your part of the world. I would love to know, and I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!